Alright guys, I am back with my review of WWE Friday Night Smackdown for June 29th, 2012, and I thought this was a good show. I really like the whole qualifying match concept for Money in the Bank. I think that's a great idea. And I thought we had some good matches tonight, some unexpected people getting added to the Money in the Bank match, so that was a surprise. And it starts off with AJ versus Layla. Layla has new music. It's not as good. Daniel Bryan comes out distracting AJ doing yes chants. So Layla gets the pin. Afterwards, AJ attacks Layla. Bryan says it's not fun getting distracted during a match. He tells Vicky Guerrero that he's holding the show hostage until he gets what he wants, and he starts doing yes chants. Then AJ starts doing yes chants. This was really weird. They show another Raw moment. This time it's Mike Tyson joining DX. The rest of the Raw moments we've already seen. Bob Barker, Triple H returning again. What was the other one? The hospital segment with Vince and Mick Foley and The Rock. So I figured I would just write down this one. So it comes back to the ring and they're still doing yes chants. Vicky comes out. She tells him his chant is annoying. Bryan says he wants her to run Raw and SmackDown. She will be general manager, he will be champion. Now, this made me wonder, why the hell, if Vicky is general manager, did she give AJ a title shot? AJ beat her up on Raw. She's constantly making fun of Vicky, so why would Vicky even put her in a match with Layla at all? I don't know. I was thinking maybe the Battle Royal was for the #1 contender and she had no choice, but she still could have added some type of stipulation. So it just, I don't know, it doesn't really add up. But then again, a lot of things don't add up. So Bryan asked for his Money in the Bank match to have AJ banned from ringside. He calls her a menace. Vicky says she understands. She starts yelling at AJ, but she says she can't do anything because there was a poll on WWE.com and the fans chose AJ to be the special guest referee in the CM Punk Daniel Bryan match. Now I'm positive she's going to screw over Punk and rejoin with Daniel Bryan. So Bryan starts chanting no. Vicky says over the next 2 weeks they're going to have matches to see who is the world heavyweight, or who qualifies to be in the world heavyweight Money in the Bank match. And the first one is Zack Ryder versus Damien Sandow. Sandow starts off with a promo. Booker T says he needs to quit idolizing Leaping Lanny Poffo. I thought that was a great line. And Sandow wins with a neck breaker, but it was a decent match. He didn't just squash Zack Ryder. They had an actual match. Afterwards, he does a cartwheel, of course. So I thought this was great. Daniel Bryan is going to the Divas locker room to find AJ. Caitlyn comes out and tells him that AJ is mentally unstable. Then we get Tyson Kidd versus Jack Swagger in a qualifying match. Apparently, Jack Swagger had to beg on his hands and knees for Vicky to give him the match against Santino on Raw. Apparently, this is something the announcers said was on WWE.com or something like that. But I mean, oh my God, are they burying this poor guy? It's just horrible. It's just so sad to see Jack Swagger at this state where he's jobbing to these guys. But yeah, Tyson Kidd hits a blockbuster and wins. Tyson Kidd is going to Money in the Bank and Jack Swagger isn't. I was incredibly surprised by this. But I'm wondering, and I'm not saying Tyson Kidd doesn't deserve it, and I'm kind of wondering if this is one of those cases where Tyson Kidd does have talent, and maybe the cream is rising to the top, as they say in wrestling, and he's finally going to get some exposure because he is such a talented wrestler. So I don't know. It sucks that the guy he's got to go over is Jack Swagger, but I feel like they're kind of doing that gimmick with Drew McIntyre where he kept losing and losing, which turned out to lead nowhere. And I'm wondering if they're saying, hey, let's just do that again, but with Jack Swagger now. So I don't know, but then we get Dolph backstage. He asks Vicky to ban the Brogue Kick and Del Rio's armbar. He starts freaking out. She slaps him. He asks her to go out there and announce him and raise his hand when he wins, and she says she will. Then we get a tag match, Santino and Christian versus Otunga and Cody Rhodes. This is another qualifying match. Whichever team wins, both guys are in the Money in the Bank match. Otunga takes his coat off and poses to awesome music and a spotlight before the match. I thought that was great, very Chris Masters, but I still thought it worked. I thought it was a cool gimmick for him. Santino actually gets the hot tag in this match and hits the Cobra on Otunga, but Cody Rhodes pulls him out. And Christian hits Otunga with the spear for the win, so it's Christian and Santino added to the Money in the Bank match. Apparently we find out later that Cody Rhodes has a protest over this because he didn't lose the match, so I'm sure he's going to be added to the Money in the Bank later on. Sheamus tells Matt Striker he's not worried about the triple threat match tonight. He makes a Lindsay Lohan joke, and he doesn't worry, he just kicks arse. Daniel Bryan finally finds AJ and apologizes for distracting her. He offers to give her a number of a doctor friend of his who can actually help her. She just starts chanting yes and walks away. Then Dan Baroni and Brendan Burke versus Ryback. The jobbers bust a rap before the match. One of the jobbers tries to escape and gets caught with a big boot. Ryback hits a sick powerbomb, sick everything in this match. I really like this, and I don't know if it was pumped in cheers or what, but it seemed like he was getting over more than he has been with the fans there. But then again, SmackDown's a tape show. It could have easily been pumped in. Piped in, whatever. Then we see Antonio kissing Oksana backstage. Teddy Long comes up, says he has no hard feelings. He says he's the general manager of Raw and SmackDown next week. That's going to be rough. I'm not looking forward to Teddy Long as general manager at all. And even if they are piping in cheers, when he made this announcement, nobody cared. Typically when someone's doing a backstage segment, like Sheamus, when it showed him on the screen, the fans in the arena cheered. Teddy Long got nothing. He says that he's going to put Antonio and Oksana in a mixed gender tag match, intergender tag match, whatever, against Layla and Great Khali for the live Tuesday Super SmackDown Great American Bash. Probably not going to be the best match ever, but we'll see what happens. I do like Antonio, so at least he's getting put into something for the Tuesday show. Justin Gabriel versus Tensai in a qualifying match. This was decent. Still not a squash. Justin Gabriel got some offense here. Tensai wins with a big choke slam and the senton though, so Tensai is now added to Money in the Bank. Then we get the main event, Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight title. Dolph and Del Rio actually work together for a while, but then it breaks down. Sheamus gets the upper hand. Ziggler gets Del Rio in a roll-up, but Sheamus Brogue kicks him, tosses Del Rio out, pins Ziggler for the win. And it was a good match, and it was a great way to end the show. So that's it, really. I have to say that this show was pretty good, and the concept of qualifying for Money in the Bank, I do like. I think it's a great idea, and we're already getting guys like Tyson Kidd, Damian Sandow, unexpected people just added to this match. So it's definitely going to be an interesting match on the show. I really just wish the Raw match was so much better. I'm hoping they add guys to that because Cena, Big Show, Kane, Jericho just isn't enough for the Raw Money in the Bank, and you have that nagging feeling that Cena's going to win it. And I just really would hate to see that. So at least the SmackDown Money in the Bank is shaping up to be something cool, and this was a great show this week. So I enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked the review. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments below, and thanks for watching.